The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Saban Entertainment, and Tsuburaya Productions.
Hello, everybody!
Welcome back to Dekaranger Month.
The end of Dekaranger Month.
Part 4.
Oh, goodness.
You know, I've enjoyed doing this month.
During
this month, we have done a lot with this show, and I've really enjoyed the fact that, it's Dekarangers, one of my favorite Super Sentai, and I love that we can do this because they kept coming back. And, they're constantly coming back now, too. I mean, we just saw them a couple weeks ago in Kyranger. And, that's the thing that we're mostly doing this on today. Because today we are doing Girls in Trouble and the Space Sheriff Gavin versus Dekaranger movie.
Woo!
Let's start off with the first one, with Girls in Trouble, as that is the prequel to this. Man, this movie is a thing. I was not expecting it to be as much of a thing as it was a thing. It was very dark, very bloody, and Marika from Gaim is in this.
Yep.
So I'm just like,
As the main villain.
Yes, unintentionally. Because she apparently died before the beginning of the show. But I love how half of it starts as a...
It starts out as Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. And sort of Groundhog Day.
Well, they both involve time travel.
Yeah.
So, time loops, I should say.
So it's just like they constantly end up coming back.
I say Edge of Tomorrow because they're constantly dying and coming back.
And I love how, once again, they're using from that one episode of Dekaranger when Jasmine can see into people's dreams. Mm-hmm. So she can use that to, constantly see into her own dreams.
Because, as you know, Jasmine is an expert.
Yes.
Thanks, narrator.
Yes. Yeah, Jasmine is expert at it. And I just love how,
I had to bring it up.
Because of that...
you're fine, because I would have yelled about it too.
Yeah. I love how
Cripes.
It focuses on her the most because of that. And we all know, we love Jasmine. Jasmine is great.
Jasmine's great.
And
this movie, not so much.
It could have been better.
I did not like this movie.
There were some things I liked.
Well, I liked it until
they got out of the dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
The first thing I end up seeing, Umiko just gets stabbed in the head.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, seeing them all die over and over again was kind of satisfying.
Why? Because
any pent-up aggression I might have had towards them was just released.
Oh. Well, that's a thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. I love just that entire...
We might need to have a very long conversation
about that. But I love how they end up, because we're focusing on Jasmine, the fact that she can see into dreams, it was just constantly going in and out and going back to the beginning and her avoiding stuff that ends up happening, and then going to see the other people from the Sherivan and Scheider movies, and seeing these people fight. I love seeing Marika's actors fight.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about this movie. When she's fighting back against that thing and she just palm out and everything.
She's really good.
She's
really, really good.
And the other girl, whose name I just never bothered to remember, but I think she was in the Scheider movie, the one with Birth.
Sissy? Shelly? Tammy?
Tammy,
yeah.
Because she's also a stunt actress, and she does all of her own stunts and fights and everything. So it's good to just see them.
Mayu Kawamoto.
And I love seeing her and Marika's actress fight together. That was the highlight of this for me, and that's all I really wanted. I was so excited for that. It was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And then we got pulled out of the dream. And that's when it sort of, veered off on its own.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it could have been worse. This was all mostly a test to see if they could actually break into the prison that the monster was located at, and ends up turning out to be a past Gavin or Shervin, a Scheider villain or something like that. And it was all good.
Butterfly Ninja Benikiba.
Yeah, because she ends up being sort of the connector between these two, obviously outside of the Rangers themselves. Right. But I didn't mind it. I like seeing them break into the prison. That was pretty cool. Once again, they end up using Mirage Dimension because that is
because now it can do whatever the hell it wants.
They're ace in the hole, basically. But I still liked some things about this. But it's as soon as they got out of the dream, it's just
in the past there have been a lot of suits that we've taken shots at that we've said were terrible. I would like at this moment to take back everything bad that I've ever said about a suit ever in Toku and redirect all of it on Birdie.
Oh, yeah.
What in the flaming bluest of hells is this thing?
We didn't get to talk about Birdie.
It is a theme park mascot head that is made of plastic that juts out so far you can practically see the real actress's head like sticking out underneath it.
See, I'm happy that we're getting this out of the way now because we haven't reviewed the 3, reimagined Gavin movies yet, and Birdie's in that too.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It is the laziest, the stupidest, the flat out dumbest suit I've ever seen because it's barely even a suit. It's literally just an oversized head. The head is way too big for the actress's body. And then just regular clothes. What the hell?
It's pretty bad.
This is just
It's not good.
It's 100 pounds of nonsense in a 5-pound bag.
But yeah, that movie could have been better. There are something, like I said, some things you liked. I really like the fight scenes. The fight scenes are all
that
good.
First 20 minutes where they're in the dream and it really is just like Edge of Tomorrow but with Toku. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit.
It was easily the best part of this movie. But then as soon as they end up bringing them out, it's just like, But it's good to see the girls go off on their own. It's not something that we really saw a lot in Dekaranger or with the Singers Act or really anything else. So I like seeing that. It was good to see them just, be Deca by themselves. Let's go ahead and move on to the Gavin Dekaranger movie.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like this one up until a certain point, just like the last one.
And what point was that?
Well, let's actually start at the beginning. Because it's good to see...
It's kind of the same for me, too.
Yeah. It's good to see Geki again as, Gavin Type G.
I really think I might hate him.
Why?
Why? Because it's basically just Bon again.
Yeah.
I never thought I would say this, but Bon is the sensible one in this movie. To see the two of them alongside each other and seeing Bon be like the level-headed, sensible one...
You actually get almost that exact thing when he comes back in Q Ranger. Because he ends up believing the octopus lady.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like him and Lucky having a dynamic
there's a villain who accuses Lucky and Silver? Naga, yeah.
Naga.
Who accuses Lucky and Naga of being stalkers or being creepy, and he immediately believes her.
Oh.
Even though she's the villain.
I see.
And was it? No, that wasn't Bon, was it? Or that was Gavin.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Okay, I thought you said Bon.
Gavin.
Yeah, because he immediately bought it.
And then it's just like this whole thing. But I still like the end of that special. We end up getting to see the 2 Reds from 2 different series. And we end up getting confirmation as the Super Sentai takes place, like a lot of them takes place in different universes.
Yeah.
Honore Decado.
Yeah.
Much like Power Rangers.
It's legitimately mostly his fault in this case, though. But yeah, and at the beginning of this one, I really like at the beginning of the Gavin Dekaranger movie. It's good to see Gavin, even though you don't like him as much. It's good to see
I can understand why you don't like him as much.
Yeah.
And I can understand why you like him.
Like, he's fine. I don't have any real problem with him, but I do understand exactly where you're coming from. And we get to see Shelly again, played by Hanori Kotaha. So,
yep.
How'd that go for her at the beginning?
She gets attacked and kidnapped.
But one of the things I did like about this movie was the relationship between her and Gavin.
Yeah. He cares for her a lot.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah. And
it was one of the bright spots.
Gavin being really, really hot-headed in this movie. And that was
right.
He was sort of awful at the beginning.
Even comparing him against Deca Red in show, I feel like he's still even worse.
Yeah.
Christ.
He's just like, I'm just going to go and try to fight against these things myself. I failed. All right, let me go ahead and see if I can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And Bon ends up showing up and ends up finding Geki when he is injured.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he ends up finding out that Jasmine is an Esper. In case you didn't know.
Just in case you forgot.
And he
it might be a little different for people who have not, this is the first Dekaranger movie in however many years, so it's like, oh, hey, audience, just in case you forgot. It's a little different for us when we've been watching it now for the past month. And that's all we've been watching for the past month.
There's a little dent with a bit of red in it in a wall at my house, just from me banging my head against it.
Because she's an Esper now. But Geki ends up getting taken off of this case.
Go back to your live stream.
He ends up getting taken off of this case. Like, immediately. Yeah. And then they're just like, you can't do anything. don't try to find her because you're literally, 1, you're injured, 2, you're a liability and liable to put both yourself and Shelly in even more danger.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, okay, he looks at the screen, he sees Jasmine's name and the fact that she's an expert, just like, okay, I need to go get her.
Let me go find her, but first let me just interrupt this wedding.
Yes, a wedding between Umeko and Shinchan.
And Sen.
They're finally getting married. And
They're finally getting married!
And he just basically...
Look at all these presents!
Literally kicks in the door.
Kicks in the door at the wedding chapel and is just like, yo, I need your help!
And he basically just sends a kidnapping Johnson.
Pretty much.
And then Hoshi just goes along with him. And so does Umiko and Shinchan.
Still in the wedding dress. They just like follow him out.
Yeah. And it's such a thing. His laser blade ends up getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And we get a flashback with him. And none other than our favorite, Kenji Oba. Shows up in this movie a couple times.
It beats the hell out of some people. Because that's what Kenji Oba does. You can't have... It's sort of like Chuck Norris. When he's on screen, Chuck Norris immediately has to be punching somebody within 5 minutes of him appearing on screen. That's a part of his contract. So basically, that's exactly what Kenji Oba
the first
does.
time you see him, it's in the flashback, and he's not punching everyone. But
he wasn't in there for 5 minutes yet. So, but yeah, his laser blade ends up getting...
now that I think about it, you're right. If you pass that 5-minute mark, he's like jumping out of a van and kicking someone in the head or whatever.
Yeah, it's great, and I love it. But there's the whole thing behind this company, Smile and Gentleness, which has been going around for a little bit. Geki and...
There's a corporate conspiracy enveloping this whole thing.
And
they sell diapers.
And I like the way that I'm not going to say like, that would be morbid, but the way that they end up, like, they're sort of doing a ritual. The villain, his name is called Matt Gallant. Apparently he's an old villain from Gavin, the Metal Hero series. Yep. And there's that whole thing. They're sucking the blood out of these people. Like, just bleeding dry.
Yep.
And it's weird, but it's good to see the fact that since this is in a movie and they can go for that, they're going for it. Yep. And I'm enjoying it.
They also have a higher budget, so
yeah, very, very high budget. And Benikiba, that is the name of the ninja lady,
the butterfly ninja.
Yeah, and Gavin ends up basically leaving Umiko at some point to protect the president, Lars, and she's just like getting her ass 7,001 kinds of beat for a good while.
Yeah.
And they are not... Sin gets upset at him for a good while.
I don't blame him.
They're just like, you left my wife to basically almost die. And I'm just like, I don't blame you for anything that you're upset about right now.
Nope.
But it's such a good portion of this movie. I love to see the whole thing where you end up finding out that the president is Matt Gallant. And Mad is his definition, like, by far. That's his thing. He, like, you see him in one scene just beating up Shelly. And I'm sitting here just like, I am uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable in that scene. And Umiko was just like, don't blame him. We had a job to do. And, he basically told me that what he was going to do and find these people. And they basically end up forgiving Geki at this point, but understandable, there's still, like, some resentment. And Bon ends up coming back after a little bit. It's just like, okay, I'm actually here to stay now because you seem to be having some motherfucking problems without me. So... That's Bond's portion from basically him and the 10 years after up to now. It's just like, y'all are having some issues. I'm on special assignment, but I'll come and help if you need me to. And they needed him to.
A lot.
Severely, actually.
Yeah.
And the name of the weapon that they're bringing forth from the blood ritual is Satan Gorth. And Bond...
Subtle.
Yeah. Damn it. And... Bond just comes in and shoots it with the Dekaranger cannon and it just blows up. Just like, I'm tired of your shit.
Well,
not so subtle.
Also, no, that's also not so subtle either, but it's easily destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, was it done yet?
Not really.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Gavin ends up getting another laser blade. Benikiba ends up getting stabbed by Matt Gallant.
Yep.
And she's just like, I am done with your shit. Deuces. And then she just leaves. And that's like the end of her for this movie. So hopefully we end up getting to see her again.
Well, at the very end, we do get a tease of with her and Big Evil, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there are possibly more things to come.
And, I mean, they sort of want something to go along with it because they end up setting up the Space Squad. And Bond ends up He references the Akiba Rangers in this movie.
I noticed that.
He was like,
Oh, yeah.
imagination is pain.
Pain is power.
Pain is power. And they were just like, I thought you were working with a new team. He was like, nope.
No, what? Yeah, because the head of
the Gavin, the Metal Heroes.
Of the Metal Heroes, she's like, oh yes, you're a new team, the Akiba Rangers, and Vaughn just like turns to camera, pain is power! Wait, what did you just make me do?
But the amount of meta.
It is so good. I love it. I love the fact that one, they brought back Akiba Rangers. So I'm sitting here like, please, season 3 win. Please make it happen.
I was gonna say, was that just a wink to the audience, or could it have been confirmation that we could be getting a season 3?
Make it happen, please. Make them come back from the dead for no apparent reason. So that would just be great.
Instead of summoning the strongest warrior in hell, summon the stupidest warrior in
Yeah.
hell.
The stupidest.
It would just be.
Oh, that would be amazing, and it's all 3 of them.
Yeah. And then they end up setting up like the actual Space Squad, which includes a lot of Super Sentai, a lot of Metal Heroes, no Kamen Riders. But I mean, they're not in this movie at all. But still,
They're not.
I would expect at least one.
Also, how many Kamen Riders would qualify as space? Except
Forze, Super One.
I knew Forze, but Super One.
Yeah, he's space based.
I remember thinking
Meteor.
Yeah, Meteor. But I remember thinking, watching that, I was like, why isn't Forza here? He's space.
Yeah, it's like they have a lot of Super
He's too
Sentai
busy teaching.
a part of this. Denzi Blue, Green, Yellow.
Also,
Flash,
his Morpho was destroyed, but he could always make another one, I guess.
To be fair, he got it back.
I was gonna say they could just make another one.
In the Heisei Generations movie. I mean, not the Heisei Heisei Final.
I know what you mean.
But yeah.
But also they could just make another one.
The entirety of 5-man. Speaking of 5-man, yes, we know it's fully subbed.
Doesn't mean we have any inclination.
No, we will.
It'll happen at some point.
Motivation. I was looking for the word motivation.
Motivation.
What I've
Such
seen,
an aggravation.
Send help. So there's that.
Also, we're reviewing Hibiki next. So.
And send help and liquor.
Yes. I wanted to do a thing because since watching Hibiki, they have a little song at the beginning. And I'm enjoying it.
Tokucast the musical, everybody.
No, just like dun, 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 dun. Next week we are reviewing Hibiki. I'm not excited. Please send help or alcohol. Alright. But yeah, next week we're doing Hibiki. And that's basically the end of, our Dekaranger Month. It's our first
First month.
Yes.
How did we do?
It's our first theme month, and I'm happy that we did it this way. We have about 2-3 more to do with Dino. Then we also have Gaim, and W.
W is getting one, yes.
Yes, we are doing that.
I'm looking forward to 2 of those.
And
I wonder which ones they are.
We do have something to do.
But if one of them's W, really?
I'm looking forward to W. I said looking forward. I said I'm only looking forward to 2.
Oh, I thought you said you're not.
Yeah, I heard not.
I heard not.
I said I'm only looking forward to 2 of those.
Oh.
AKA Deno can go away.
Yeah, that's what I assumed you meant.
The characters have definitely grown over the time.
Yep.
In the 10 years, this is gonna be very short.
This is like the only Sentai that's gotten so many movies and deals after its.
Yep.
Yeah, Dekaranger is popular, so there's a reason why that. Let's talk about Bond really quickly. Bond has grown a lot.
He's changed.
Definitely. I like him a lot
10
more.
10 years will do that to you.
It's just like he's very calm, very mature, very smart. He thinks a lot more ahead now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just, head rushing, I'm going to end up, hitting a wall.
I mean, to be fair, if they had him doing that with Gavin, the movie would suck.
It really would. And he ends up being
I didn't like the movie that much to begin with, so...
I really feel like
Imagine how much worse it would have been.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I really feel like that Bond is really the only one to really talk about here because he changed the most. No one else has really changed that much.
Not
except
really.
Jasmine becoming a mother.
And marital status.
Yes, and marital status because they are married now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was good to see Bond just really grow. And he was on the rant I made about the Red Rangers months ago.
Yeah.
And I like him so much this post-show. He's great now.
But there was a reason we ranted about him during the show.
Yeah.
Because he was annoying.
Good God.
He's loud. Just loud as hell. But still a great character, especially now. I like him a lot more post-show. And I'm happy that, our first month basically went off without a hitch. That was our first theme month for Dekaranger. Join us next week as we...
Go back to Kamen Rider.
Yes.
Yep. As we said, we're going back to Hibiki.
Boy. Yes, we're doing Hibiki. And then after that, it's going to be you and me. Because we're doing Ginga S, and Victory for Ultraman.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be working on my own project while they're doing that.
Yes, that'll be an announcement.
We have drastically overhauled our Patreon.
Yes.
Which we will go into detail in a separate video.
Yes.
But it's still there. Please support us if you can.
As always, like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, all the usual. Contribute to the Patreon if you can. But as always, this has been the Tokucast. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.